Welcome back to Conscious Healing, Beyond the Trip, hosted by Dr. Jason Harris. Each week, Dr. Harris explores the world of ketamine and other psychedelics, uncovering how they're helping to treat mental health conditions and chronic pain disorders.
This podcast is intended for educational purposes only. The information shared should not be considered medical advice. Always consult with your physician or a qualified healthcare professional before making any changes to your medication or treatment plan. Please be aware that some of the substances and treatments discussed on this podcast may be illegal in certain jurisdictions. We do not endorse or encourage the use of illicit substances. Welcome to Conscious Healing Beyond the Trip. I'm Dr. Jason Harris, an emergency medicine physician with a passion for exploring the therapeutic potentials of ketamine and other psychedelics. In this podcast, we dive deep into the medical, psychological, and transformative aspects of these treatments. Whether you're a seasoned practitioner or simply curious about alternative healing methods, join me as we uncover insights and stories that go beyond the ordinary. Are you ready to move beyond just coping with chronic pain or mental health struggles? What if true, lasting healing lies in therapies you've never imagined? Welcome to Conscious Healing Beyond the Trip, where we explore cutting-edge medical science of ketamine and psychedelics. For too long, mental health and chronic pain have been battles fought with limited tools. But what if the most powerful healing isn't found in a prescription, but in a profound journey of consciousness? This is Conscious Healing Beyond the Trip. The trip is just the beginning. What truly happens when we harness the power of psychedelics and ketamine for lasting mental health and chronic pain relief. Join us on Conscious Healing Beyond the Trip to uncover the truth. In this episode, you'll learn about my background, who I am, and why I got interested in ketamine and psychedelics, and what you will learn if you continue to tune in. I'm asked all the time why I left the ER and opened a ketamine clinic. I have two main reasons. First and foremost, during my 20 years of seeing patients in the emergency department, it seemed like a revolving door of patients coming to the ER, getting transferred to psychiatric facilities, getting switched to new medications, and then ending up right back in the ER weeks or months later. I knew there had to be other options to help these patients. Then, in 2017, the American Psychiatric Academy released their position statement on the use of ketamine to help with treatment-resistant mental health disorders. This got me thinking. I'm an expert in the use of ketamine. I've been doing it for 20 years, giving it in the ER to all types of patients for sedation. Why can't I open an interventional psychiatric clinic to help stop the revolving door of traditional psychiatric care? Since making the decision in February of 2022 to start my own practice and help these patients, I performed almost 2,000 IV ketamine treatments and over 900 Spravato treatments. My second reason, I got burnt out. I was the director of the largest emergency department in the area from 2017 to 2022. Some of this time was during COVID. That time of my career aged me more than any other time that I can remember. There's been a lot of news about tragic physician suicides, especially after COVID. I had a very bad day one day, and it hit me. I could see why someone would go home and harm themselves. I wasn't contemplating or even considering that, but I could see why someone who didn't have someone to talk to or a good support system could take their own lives. That hit me hard, and I knew I couldn't stand by and continue to not make a conscious effort to provide these treatments to those in need. I've seen the positive effects that ketamine and other psychedelics can have on my patients' lives. I've seen mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters who come to me on the brink of giving up. And after their induction period, they're 100% better with minimal to no symptoms. They're completely different people in just a few weeks. While I've not personally lost anyone close to me from suicide, I have seen its devastating effects in people I know or in patients' families that I've treated in the emergency department. I've also seen what happens to our amazing veterans that return after protecting our great nation. They're treated like second-class citizens when they return. They're herded through the VA like cattle and denied life-saving care that they need. Our veterans are the main reason I've started this podcast. not just to make the public aware of the alternative therapies that are available, but to help monetize this channel so I can provide these life-saving treatments that are unfortunately not covered by most insurances, including the VA, at a significantly reduced cost to veterans. My wife Samantha and I are in the process of starting a 501c3 nonprofit organization called Beyond the Battle Foundation. This foundation will raise money to provide treatments to veterans in need of ketamine or other psychedelic therapy treatments when they become legal. More info to come on this, but if this channel is ever monetized, every dollar earned will go to supporting this foundation and expanding access for veterans to psychedelic therapy. What qualifications do I have that allow me to provide these treatments? I'm a board-certified emergency physician, and I've practiced emergency medicine for over 20 years. I've made it a passion of mine to learn everything I can about the expanding world of ketamine and psychedelics in medicine. I've started and run Texarkana Ketamine Clinic, which is now known as Transformative Wellness, for the last 3 years. I've assisted in the opening of other successful ketamine clinics, and I'm often a sounding board for other owners of ketamine clinics to answer the questions that they have. So what is Conscious Healing Beyond the Trip about? In this podcast, we will discuss the complex topics of psychedelic medicine and how it can help patients with treatment-resistant mental health disorders and certain other chronic conditions heal in an unconventional way. If you or someone you know has a treatment-resistant mental health disorder or are just curious about the future of psychedelic medicine, then you're in the right place. What should my followers expect from future episodes? In this podcast, we'll cover a whole host of topics from psychedelics, from how psychedelics work, how to navigate the confusing world of alternative treatments, and many other topics to help patients and their families and other providers learn more about psychedelic therapies. The main structure of this podcast will be solo deep dives like this. I will also have interviews with experts in the field and will also host live Q&A sessions so that I can answer your questions in real time and help patients better understand what these treatments are about. Why should you listen to Conscious Healing Beyond the Trip? Unlike other shows, I will be focusing specifically on the medical side of psychedelics. Most shows are not hosted by a physician, and I want to lend my experience to helping patients and anyone else considering psychedelics better understand the expanding world of medicinal psychedelics. How do you connect with us? If you're interested in learning more about the medicinal usage of psychedelics, you'll be able to find us in multiple locations. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you'll be notified when we post more content on our channel. You'll be able to find us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Patreon, all under Conscious Healing MD. You can visit my clinic's website, www.transformtxk.com. What are you hoping to learn from this podcast? If you have specific questions or ideas, please leave them in the comments below so I can add the content you're curious about, not just what I think you want to learn about. Please share this podcast with your friends, family, or anyone else you think would benefit from learning about the medicinal use of psychedelics. Stay tuned next week for our second episode, where I will introduce you to the world of ketamine and psychedelic medicine. This podcast is not medical advice. It's a conversation, one that is evolving. So talk to your doctor, ask the hard questions, but remember, your provider may not be up to date on the latest research or may be closed-minded to the use of psychedelics even though the science is there. Stay skeptical, but stay open-minded because sometimes the most important healing paths are the ones we nearly forgot. Thanks for joining me on Conscious Healing Beyond the Trip. I'm Dr. Jason Harris. Until next time, stay curious and stay informed.